is great to be with you guys. Welcome to episode 238 of the Dream Wager, Saturday, January the 21st, 2023. As always, I'm your host, Dylan, and I'm joined by my partner in crime, our NBA guru, Elvis Acosta. How the hell you doing tonight, kid?
Great deal. Glad I'm here today to talk playoff football with you once again. I'm excited that the Nets snapped their losing streak. Shout out Kyrie.
Hey.
He was in his bag last night. Made some
Okay.
money with the Golden State Warriors on the road. We doing good. We doing good.
I got to ask you right off the jump, what'd you think of Shannon Sharp and Ja's father going at it, Dylan Brooks? Let's talk about it real quick.
Real quick, to be honest, Dill, I think he was a little out of line. But
Shannon? Uncle Skip?
No, everybody was out of line, especially Dylan Brooks. Like, you gotta have some respect. You know, that's Shannon Sharp at the end of the day.
That's a Hall of Famer.
That's a Hall of Famer. At the end of the day, you know who he is. You know, like, he's there. He's been going to Laker games more frequently lately. And at the end, that's LeBron's guy.
Go.
That's all GOAT, you know? And as a fan, that's who he is. He's a fan at that moment. He's just talking. It's not like he's disrespecting you. He's cursing at you, talking about your mama. He just simply said, "You too small for LeBron." And then Dylan Brooks,
which is a fact.
Which 99% of human beings in this earth is too small for LeBron. Once again, so I just feel like Dylan Brooks, you gotta, first of all, show some respect, and then you gotta just be a professional at the end of the day. When the fans tells you you're too little to guard LeBron, which is a fact, you shouldn't curse them out. You know? So that's my only thing. I respect Memphis Grizzlies. They play the tough guy role. They got each other's back. They're a group of brothers. Do. Yeah, they're a group of brothers, and I respect that. I respect John Ramirez's dad. I love him. He's, you know, he goes to every game. He supports his son. He supports his team, but you gotta.
They did squash it. You saw they squashed it after Shannon and the dad.
Because those are grown men, though. They understand. Yeah. It escalated. It didn't have to escalate. Dylan Brooks and Steven Adams, Charlie didn't have to do it.
He went crazy. Steven Adams went hard.
No, Steven Adams, he's a prized possession. I respect everything Steven Adams does.
You know, he's not that old. Steven Adams is only like 28, bro. He's like almost our age.
Bro, Steven Adams can bench press 600. I guarantee it. I'm telling you.
With that beard, man, he looks so old. And
bro, I remember
pushing security.
Bro, I remember when he came in as a rookie, he had no beard, shaved head with Oklahoma City, and he was just blocking it.
And now he looks like he's 45 years old.
Yeah. But
like no, overall, Aquaman. Yeah, Aquaman. Overall, I thought it was unnecessary. You know, Shannon's gonna have LeBron's back and everything, and he was being a fan. When we go to games, I heckle people.
I'll be damned if I go to a Red Sox Yankee game and I'm gonna be like, "You suck," and this dude go to say, "Hey, fuck you." I'm gonna go, "Oh, damn!" It's like that. I'm just saying, you know, Yankees suck. You part of the Yankees. You're part of the problem. To be honest,
I don't condone the violence, but Shannon Sharp was right. Ja didn't want any. Dylan Brooks didn't want any. So you know what I mean. You're coming to the wrong guy. Yeah. Shannon Sharp played football his whole life.
Shannon Sharp will literally flip you guys all over. Maybe not Steven Adams, but I guarantee that would be a nice little fight.
And the Lakers rallied around Shannon, got a big win at home.
Come on now, 7-point dogs. 7-point dogs
outright. So Dallas, they blew out the Heat, no surprise. But Warriors, they go out on the road, win. Hawks beat my Knicks. We're dealing with an injury. Mitchell Robinson went down. That hurt. But Hawks are catching stride now. They won 5 in a row, so they're looking pretty good. Nets get back in the win column. Good win on the road against the Jazz. So
Jazz we'll get to always real quick, Dylan. Me and Dylan always say fade Jazz when they're favorite. Once again, 4.5 point favorite. Took the Nets plus 4.5. Won outright by double digits. Come on now.
It's all trends. I'm telling you, these things, you just got to take advantage of it. So hope you guys are listening to us. Elvis, we'll get to NBA in just a little, but let's get right into it. Divisional round playoffs. We are down to the last 8 teams. Can't wait. Should be a good weekend of games. Some stats and trends real quick for the divisional round. Home favorites, 30, 42, and 1 ATS, 42%. 1 seeds, 13 and 24 ATS. 1 seeds favored by 10 or less, 8 and 23, 26% ATS. Favorites
I
with
like all those numbers, still.
I know you might be roughing today. You're going dog hunting today. Favorites with over a 75% win rate, 15 and 30 ATS, 33%. It's an ugly weekend for favorites. Road underdogs finished 500 or better ATS in the divisional round 14 of the past 19 years. If we're looking towards the favorite, we better really, really be sure. So with that being said, Elvis, let's get right into it. First game on the board today, 4:30 in Arrowhead. Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kansas City -8.5 at home. Over under is at 52.5. They had the bye. They're well rested. Jacksonville thriller comeback against the Chargers. You think they could keep the miracle going? You think they could cover this number?
Still, two official plays for this matchup. Let's start with Jacksonville. Give me Jacksonville +8.5, Dill. I'm gonna be honest, people. I'm seeing it at a +9. So if you could get it at +9, by all means, get the +9s. But I got Jacksonville +8.5, Dill. I love what I saw, especially in the second half. First half, throw it away. Throw it away. 4 interceptions, terrible first half. But in the second half, Dill, you could build off that. You could find the stride off that. And I'm gonna be honest, I think some of that momentum will carry over into Kansas City, Dill. You got nothing to lose. You're an 8.5 dog on the road. Nobody's giving you a shot to win. Why not, Dill? I'm not saying they're gonna walk in with a victory, but I love Jacksonville moving forward, Dill. They got the quarterback. Trevor Lawrence is as talented as any quarterback in the NFL. That wide receiver core, Dill, they're not Pro Bowlers, but hey, they putting up numbers. Evan Ingram looking like a Pro Bowler. He's playing like one. Offensive line, pretty good. Travis Etienne looking like a first-round pick, like he was drafted. Defense led by Josh Allen in the group, Dill. That's a pretty good defense. I still respect the other side. You know, they got a couple playmakers. They got a great front line, the Chiefs. And you know you gotta respect Steve Spagnuolo as well, Dill.
He's just gonna blitz every play.
He's gonna blitz a lot, and hopefully the Jaguars are prepped for that. Maybe Travis Etienne got to pick up a blocker or two. We'll see about that, Dill. But the momentum we saw in the second half of that game last week, even though it was in Jacksonville, even though it was against the Chargers, not the Chiefs, Dill, they could build off that, and that's why I think they're gonna get into a fast start. Probably jump out to a 7-3, 7-10 lead, go out of the first, and I think they're gonna make it a game, Dill. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars +8.5, +9 if you can find it, people.
Yeah, so the Jags, they have an awful pass defense. Mahomes shredded them earlier this year. Two different teams, though. I get the Chiefs' defense isn't the best either, especially if they can't get to the quarterback. But I think Patrick Mahomes and that offense can outmatch Lawrence and the weapons. 9.5 is a lot to lay. Even 8.5. They have a history of not being able to cover these large spreads as well. Should be a high-scoring game. I do lean toward the over. Mahomes playoff over with a total of 54 or below. 4-1, 80% covering by 15 points per game. And
Sheesh.
8 of his 11 playoff games have seen 51 points or more. So don't want to touch the side. I think Saturday's a perfect day for a teaser. Depend if you want to do the favorites, get the Chiefs down. I do think they win. The back door is definitely wide open. I like the over, but official play, I got 2 player props. I'm gonna go Josh Allen. You mentioned him to record a sack at +130. He has a sack in 5 of the past 6 games. He's been lethal. He's been getting to the quarterback, and I think that's what they need to do to make Patrick Mahomes, because he's gonna get his. You just got to make him a little more uncomfortable. So I like Josh Allen on the Jags to record a sack, and I'm gonna go Travis Kelce. I think we see a big game from Travis Kelce. The Jags have the league's worst defense against tight ends. Kelce had 8 games this season with 92 yards, and he's had at least 95 yards in all 6 of his playoff games over the past 2 years with a touchdown. So I'm 85.5 is a lot, but I'm going to go over. I'm also going to ladder it up to 100+ game at plus money. I think we see a big game from him. Anytime touchdown would also be a good play for me for Travis Kelce. So those are going to be my player props. I couldn't come down to a side. And to be fair, I do have a teaser in for this game. It's going to be the Chiefs down to -6 or -2.5. And I also got the Eagles, we'll talk about in a minute, down to -1.5. But yeah, those are how I'm gonna play the first game in Arrowhead. But let's get to the second
Or
game,
real
Elvis.
quick,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
I also have one more official play for this game. I ended up
Hmm.
taking the over at 52.
Yeah.
Right now it's at 52 and a half, 53. I ended up catching a 52 earlier in the week. Like you said, Dill, Patty Mahomes 4-1 towards the over when the over under is at 54 and a half. Dill, I think this is going to be a shootout. Like I said, I think Trevor Lawrence and that offense is going to keep that momentum they had in the second half of last week's game and carry it on to this game. And I think the Chiefs, there's no ifs, else, or doubts their offense is going to flow as well. It's just, can the young gun outgun Patrick Mahomes, which I doubt, but I would love to see. But I think he will have
Yeah.
some of that in the first half, Deal. So give me the over officially. So my two official plays: Jaguars +8.5, +9 if you can find it, and then the over 52.
Yeah, like I was saying, the over 4-1 with a total of 54 or below. They're covering by 16 points, and 8 of the 11 playoff games have seen 50 or plus points. So I think we see a shootout. I agree. I like the over more than a side. But yeah, so those are our plays for that one. Let's go out to the link. Eagles hosting the Giants. Eagles laying 7.5 at home. For the third time, these teams will play over under 48.5. Eagles 2-0 against this team. Elvis, can they make it 3 in a row?
I think it's going to be a tough task, Still. Give me the Giants +7.5 on the road, Dill. We saw Daniel Jones, honestly, his best career game so far in Minnesota. So it wouldn't shock me if he has another great performance on the road in Philadelphia, a team he's familiar for. Seen him twice, seen him last year as well. Philly beat him twice this season. Last time was week 18 with a batch of backups, still a bunch of backups, all second string and third stringer, and the Philly was only able to edge him out by 6 points. 6 points. 22-16 and MetLife week 18 against a bunch of backups. I like Philly. I really do, Dill. I just feel like with the shoulder injury with Jalen Hurts, I think he's going to be limited, Dill. I think we're not going to see the same RPO options we saw early in the season when they were damn near unbeatable with Miles Sanders and him. When Jalen Hurts could rush for 50, 60, 70 yards and could run it in the goal line for a touchdown or two, I think this is one of the best teams and not one of the most dangerous teams in the NFL. It's just how healthy that shoulder's going to be. If that shoulder's not 100%, I don't think you don't run the ball with him a ton of times still. And I think that's the X factor. When you can have the RPO rolling with Jalen Hurts and Miles Sanders, that team is damn near unbeatable with the weapons they got outside. Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert. So I like the Eagles still, but to be honest, it wouldn't shock me if the Giants not only goes in and covers, but goes in and upsets them. So give me the Giants +7.5, and they'll give me a sprinkle on the money line. And I also have a few player props as well, but I'm gonna let you go first. Then we go off on the props.
Yeah, so the trends do not look good for the Eagles. Road teams 14-4 ATS, 78% in divisional rematches in the first 2 rounds, including 5-1 ATS this round, 4-2 straight up. Oh, and Daniel Jones 17-5 ATS as a road dog. Usually I do like the trends, but not in this game. The Eagles, they have the best rushing attack in the NFL. They lead the league in both DVOA and expected points added, even including the late games without Jalen Hurts. They lead the league in explosive runs. The Giants rank last against the run. They're 31st in expected points and explosive runs allowed. So the Eagles should be able to run all over the Giants. New York is one of the league's worst defensive on first downs by DVOA. If the Eagles play like they did most of the season, they might be able to break this game wide open. It's not just the offense either. Their defense is better as well. The Eagles lead the league in pass defense DVOA. They also lead the league in pressure rate. The Giants rank 28 in pass protection. So I think Daniel Jones will have a different life than he did last week. I think his game's going to be a little more difficult than last week. I think the Eagles win up front in the trenches. They're just better on both sides of the ball. In the past 11 games, the Giants have 4 wins, all against bottom 12 DVOA teams, both offensively and overall. The Eagles are just not that. The first time these two played, you alluded to it, The Eagles went up 24-7 at half and led 48 to 14 until garbage time. In week 18, the game you just alluded to, when the Giants rested key starters, it was 16-0 at half and 22-9 before garbage time. That's a combined 70 and 23 in meaningful minutes. These games haven't been close. I'm not going to lay the 7.5. I'm going to play the Eagles in the first half, -3.5. Philadelphia, 12-5 ATS in the first half this season. That's the second best in the league. The Giants ranked 28th in DVOA, both offensively and defensively in the first two quarters, while the Eagles ranked third bottom in the first half. The Eagles have led 40-7 at halftime in the past two meetings. Eagles match up so well against the Giants. The backdoor scares me a little, which is why I'm not going to lay the 7.5, but I think this game might get out of hand. I'm going to lay the 3.5 in the first half, Elvis.
I like it, though. I like it. I just feel like it's two different teams matching up right now. It's not the same teams we saw in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
what do you got for player props?
Player props, I have two, Dill. Give me Saquon anytime touchdown at plus 100, people. I'm surprised it's plus 100. I'm surprised it's not a little higher. It's not a little more richer. I think Saquon could get in, running the ball, catching it, and he's always a threat to bust one open for 50, 60 yards plus. So give me Saquon anytime touchdown, and give me Hodgins over 3.5 receptions at -1.
You like that guy.
Still, I think he's a problem. You know, he gets open, finds a little hole in the zone, gets his little 8 to 15 yards and goes down. You know, he does his job. He reminds me of like Tyler Lockett from Seattle. He just finds a spot in his zone and just, catches the ball, gets out of bounds.
I like the receptions more than the receiving yard, because I think the Eagles could kind of limit him, but I think he'll get 4 catches at least.
Yeah. And I called it earlier in the week at 3.5 at -103. Right now, it's at 4.5 at plus 124.
Do you still like it?
I still like it. I think he ends up with. He had 8 receptions last week off 9 targets. So,
but granted, that was against like you said, the worst defense in the playoffs.
Yeah, but he also is not the number one. He's not the number one threat either, Dill. So I still think Big Play Slade will follow Darius Slayton. Yeah, so
I like that name.
Big Play Slade, got to respect it. I just feel like he's gonna get open in the zone, Dill. Maybe a couple man as well. I think, to be honest, I think it's Daniel Jones, one of his favorite targets of late. So I still like it at plus 124 at over 4.5 as well. You're muted.
All right. Yeah, no, we're good. Elvis, before we get to the Sunday slate, let me tell you guys about our sponsor, Viva Tequila. Viva Tequila Seltzer is the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It is no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebrations, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor our tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf with the boys or Elderberry in a Saturday watching UFC 283 or playoff football. It doesn't matter. With that perfectly artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink, our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, Elvis, let's get to it. Sunday football, 3 o'clock. We'll start at Orchard Park in Buffalo. The Bills rematching the Bengals. About a month ago, we saw these two teams play about a drive each until DeMar Hamlin injury. Now back playing in Buffalo this time. Bills laying 5.5 at home, over under 49.5. Elvis, how are you going to play this one?
Till, give me the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow and company plus 5.5 on the road, Dill. This is no knock on the Bills. I just feel like it's going to be a 3-point ball game. I think either way is a 3-point ball game. I'm surprised the spread is at 5.5. You can even catch it at 6 in some places. People have seen it this morning at 6, so shop around, do what you can. But last week, it wasn't great performance from either team. Miami kept it way closer than it needed to be. A couple bad turnovers from Josh Allen. And then Joe Burrow and company didn't look impressive. Yet, they faced Baltimore, which is one of the better defenses in the AFC and matches up with them well. But I didn't love what I saw, so I just feel like it's going to be a great game. Possibly the best marquee matchup of this weekend. Burrow, Josh Allen. But I think the Bengals could make it a tough game. I think the Bengals lose or possibly even win by 3. So I'm gonna take the 5.5 in my back pocket deal. And to be honest, I also will lean Joe Mixon over his rushing yards deal. It's not as much as I thought it would be, but I have a feeling they could possibly find some gaps on that Buffalo's defense. No Von Miller. I understand Ed Oliver's still there, but Von Miller's a big X factor to me, Dill. Maybe if Von Miller was there, I'll probably like Buffalo chances slightly more. But give me Cincinnati on the road plus 5.5.
Yeah, after a month, we will be finally getting to see the Bills Bengals. As excited I am to watch the game, I'll be treading lightly in this game. We have no way of knowing the emotions either side will bring into this matchup or how it might impact the other team. We also don't know how much it will help either side to have seen just a drive from either team just a few weeks ago. So I would be careful betting this game. Injuries across the board scare me off of this side. That's why I'm not touching the side. Cincinnati will be without 3 starting offensive linemen. Joanna Williams, Alex Kappa, and Lano Collins, they're all out. Besides that, the Bengals have a big flaw, and they struggle against their secondary. The secondary is very bad. Cincy, they struggled the second half against Baltimore. Buffalo, they rank top 10 in the NFL in pressure rate, and they've improved without Von Miller, surprisingly. So the Bengals, they have a shaky secondary. Like I said, they'll be without Chidi Azuna. I'm definitely pronouncing his name wrong, but he's one of their top corners. They're going to be without him. And Eli Apple, he's struggling some. So I think Josh Allen could have a big game. As for the total, I do expect the Bills to score. They've scored at least 34 points in all 3 playoff games over the past 2 years. And Cincinnati's defense is far worse on the road, ranked 22nd in the league than at home at number 2. So, but my official play for this game, I'm going to go back to what I did when we handicapped this game the first time. All reliable, just Josh Allen rushing yards, over 46.5. The Bills dial up more for Allen, design runs, and scramble against playoff teams. The numbers over the past 2 years speak for themselves. 22 games versus non-playoff teams, 6.4 rushes for 39 yards per game. 14 games versus playoff teams, 9.1 rushes for 57.3 yards per game. That's almost a 50% increase input when Allen faces a playoff team. He's rushed for 44 plus yards in 10 of those 14 games against playoff teams and gone 59 plus in over half of them. He's ran for 70 plus yards 5 times this year in all big games. He's run for 54 plus in 5 of 7 playoff games. So Cincinnati, they rank bottom 5 against design quarterback runs. We only got my mic. You could still hear me, right, Elvis?
Yeah, it's
my
fine.
mic just shut off. But Cincinnati ranks bottom 5 against design quarterbacks run. We only got to see Buffalo drive 1 time, and Allen ran twice for 14 yards as well on his way to go over this. So he owes us some money. I like the Bills to win a close game, but the injuries, they worry me with the Bengals, especially given Buffalo's advantage on defense. I think they got the coaching advantage. Special teams, I think they have the advantage, but the line feels about right. So I'm going to stay away from both sides. I'm just going to go Josh Allen over 46.5 rushing yards. And I'm also going to ladder it up 50 plus, 60 plus. I think we see a big game from Josh Allen. So how are you going to play this game? Player prop.
I have no player props in this one, Dill. Like I said, I'll lean Joe Mixon over his rushing prop just because I feel he could gash the Bills on a player or two. And he's also a threat. He's finally healthy. He was banged up all season. So I just have a feeling Joe Mixon could possibly hurt him with the legs. Oh, Dylan's still fixing his mic. Yeah. Oh, and he just went away. Okay, people. Like I was saying, with the props, I do like Joe Mixon rushing. I think he could have himself a day. Yeah, I'm stuck with that. Let's move forward, people, because I'm prepared for the Dallas 49ers game. Dylan will be right back shortly. I'm confident he will be. It's not the first time we have some technical difficulties. But let's move forward because, like I said, I don't really have a player prop for that game. Do like Cincinnati plus 5.5, plus 6 if you can find it on the road. But let's move forward, Dill. Pretty sure he's joining us back shortly. Dallas Cowboys and the 49ers. 49ers slight favorite, 4 point favorite on the at home right now. Oh, you're back, Dill. You good? You good?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. It's just a little loud.
I can't hear a single thing you're saying.
It's a little loud, but we're good. You're back.
This is an abomination of what's going on.
A lot of technical difficulties going on. It's huge playoff Saturday, but we're here, though.
I feel bad.
Let me just move along. Let me get the 49ers, Cowboys. 49ers are 4 point favorite on at home against the Dallas Cowboys. Let me start off with my play, people. Give me the Dallas Cowboys plus 4 on the road. I just feel like the Cowboys have something special. We saw it honestly, they played the best game between anybody they played last week. Out of all the wild card weekend games you saw, Cowboys had the most dominant performance. Honestly, the 49ers in the second half dominated Seattle. But from start to finish, I think the Cowboys had the most impressive victory by far. 49ers, Brock Purdy, I think they're due for a bad game. We yet to see it. He's undefeated. San Francisco won 10, 11 straight games. Brock Purdy's, 6-0 since he's took over.
Can't hear a single thing.
I just have a small feeling the 49ers might be due for a bad game. Not saying they're going to lose this game, but they've been running on all cylinders lately. And that's
games versus non-playoff teams.
And I just feel like Dak Prescott, I understand the running game's not there, but Dak Prescott looked elite last week. 5 total touchdowns, 4 passing, 1 running. He didn't do no wrongs. He didn't turn the ball over. And I think that's the X factor. If Dak goes out there and have another clean game, no fumbles, no interceptions. Remember, people, last season, he led the NFL in fumbles. This season, we're tied in the NFL with the most interceptions with Derek Carr. So that's the problem, people. That's the X factor. If Dak Prescott could limit his turnovers against this 49ers defense, I think the Cowboys don't just have a shot to cover the 4, but they also have a shot to upset and win this game at 49ers. I think Dylan's still having some technical difficulties, people. We'll be right back. I also have a player prop in this game. I like Christian McCaffrey over 65.5 rushing yards in this matchup. I just feel like the fact that it's at 65.5 is disrespectful. We've seen him have another 100 rushing yard game last week. I think he's going to end up going to 80 to 100 plus once again. This Cowboys rush defense ain't good at all. You see them trade at the trade deadline to help stop that run defense. Didn't really help at all. I just feel like Christian McCaffrey could break a game open with just one run. Him, Deebo Samuel is so dangerous off the backfield, but I think Christian McCaffrey would easily exceed this number at 65.5. So give me Christian McCaffrey more than 65.5.
Elvis, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you hear me?
I can hear you. Jesus, we're going to keep it rolling. You know, the thing died on me. I couldn't hear you. Then I got it up and going again, but I don't want to repeat any. I heard the last little part. You were on Christian McCaffrey. Any side real quick for me because I didn't hear.
Basically, Dale, I said my piece on the Bengals game, and then you got called off, so I just ended up moving to.
Did you hear what my play was? The Josh Allen?
Yeah, we heard everything. Okay. We heard everything. Soon as you asked me to flip it to my side, I just ended up going to the Cowboys game.
Okay.
Talked a little bit about Joe Mixon and his rushing prop, but I ended up going straight to the 49ers Cowboys game. Told them I'm taking my Cowboys. Well, I said my Cowboys. Whoa. I'm taking the Cowboys. No. I'm taking the Cowboys at +4 on the road deal. I just feel like it's going to be a tight-knit game. I'm going to repeat it. Like I said earlier, we've seen the 49ers in this offense play perfect for 10, 11 weeks. Brock Purdy, 6-0 since he came. I think he's due for a bad game. Not saying they're gonna lose this game. I just feel like the Cowboys defense has enough to make Brock Purdy look like Mr. Irrelevant, look like a 7th round pick. And I think the Cowboys defense could possibly do that, though.
Oh man, we're gonna be on different ones on
I
this
know.
one. So I think the people, maybe like you, I think we should get another instead of that Patriots banner, we got to get a Cowboy banner for you. I think the people are starting to get a little too high on this Cowboy team. Everyone loves them, but I just don't see it. I love the matchups for San Francisco. Dallas's greatest strength is Micah Parsons in that elite pass rush. That's no news, but they got Trent Williams, a future Hall of Famer, the best offensive lineman in football, an elite pass blocker. The 49ers secondary is beatable, but Dallas has only one established receiver, which is CeeDee Lamb, and they struggle when he can't get it going. So on the other side, the Cowboys secondary is banged up and leaking big plays, and the 49ers are loaded with those offensive weapons and those big plays. So I think we all got distracted by the switch to the rookie 7th-round quarterback, Brock Purdy, and missed the fact that the 49ers ranked top 3 in both rushing and passing on both offense and defense since acquiring CMC. Dallas, meanwhile, has slowly slipped back toward the pack over the same stretch of games. So I think a lot of people are going to think this is a close game, but I just don't. I think the 49ers find their rhythm. I think they dominate this game. 11 of San Francisco's 14 wins have come by 13 or more. I like the matchups here for the 49ers. I'll lay the 3.5 at home. And I'm also, for my biggest dog, I'm going to sprinkle alternate line minus 11.5 at plus 250 for the 49ers. I think we see a dominant performance here for them.
Whoa.
If they got Future coming out and performing, it's over.
They're not gonna have that though. They're not gonna have that.
You remember that?
Yeah, 21-10. I think 2012.
Yeah,
Alex Smith was the quarterback.
The vibes at Candlestick Park were crazy that game. But you said your player props. I have no player props for this game, but if anyone wants to get in on the action in all of our projections, all first-time users that deposit and use code DreamWager will receive 100% instant deposit match up to 100. You deposit 100, Prize Picks will give you 100. So, for example, you could take anyone. You could take the more than rushing yards for CMC, combine that with Joe Mixon. You could combine it with Josh Allen. Could get in on it, anything, and you're not playing against other people. It's just you versus the Prize Picks projection. So it's easy. Entries could be made within 60 seconds or less. It's that easy. Withdrawals are fast and safe. You could do it not just NFL. You could do NBA, NHL, college, literally anything. They have it all. So get in on the action today. Download Prize Picks today for daily fantasy sports with us. Make sure you use promo code DreamWager when you sign up. Elvis, any last words before we head on over to the hardwood for this divisional round?
Dill, I got some fun bets for you people. Real quick, side note. Let me give you a plus 9,000. I know it probably sounds crazy, but still, I got a correct score for the Chiefs Jaguars game. Like I said, I got the Jaguars plus 8.5. I'm gonna give you guys a correct score at plus 9,000. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs to win 34-27. I got the game going over, and I got the Jaguars plus 8.5. I think it's a 7-point game. Give me Kansas City 34-27. And that's all, Dill. That's all real quick.
All right. Good luck, Elvis. I think we're ready for a big day, big weekend of football. Should be a good one. But let's go on transition to the NBA. We got some games today. Not the biggest slate, but pretty good slate. We'll start in Toronto over the border. Raptors hosting the Celtics. Boston laying 1 on the road over under 225.5. Any play in this one for you?
Yeah, I ended up taking Boston yesterday at -2. They're -1 now. So hey, take Boston -1. Take Boston minus 116 on the money line. I like that as well. Boston's just one of the best teams in the NBA. I'm shocked that the spread is this low.
Jason Tatum is out.
It doesn't matter, Dill. The Raptors are just, I don't know. The Raptors just been a disappointment. Red Free talking about contract talks into the media. That's never a good sign. He might be a move on the trade deadline. Give me Celtics to take care of business on the road.
All right, let's go out to Washington, the capital. DC hosting the Orlando Magic. Washington laying 7 at home over under 230. Big game for both teams. Orlando coming off a good win against New Orleans. And Washington coming off a win against my Knicks on the road. How do you see this one going?
Still, I like the Magic on the road, dude. Give me Magic +6. Right now they are +7. If you could get the +7. Took them earlier at +6. Still, I've been trending with this Magic team. Anytime I've seen them anywhere above +5 points, I like them. They're a young up and coming team. Bo has been balling on a different level. I don't know if you saw his highlight last night.
Yeah.
He's been balling. I like
Comeback player of the year? Or
possibly.
most improved? No, that's SGA.
Yeah, but most improved might be Bo. Might be Bo. He's putting up numbers still.
Yeah.
And hey, maybe the Magic find themselves somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's say 500.
Because Paolo Banchero is the guy.
He's the guy. Jalen Suggs ain't the guy, but Jalen Suggs is still a solid player.
He better than Cole Anthony.
Yeah, but they swung and missed with that one.
He was a good college guy. I think it's going to take some time for him to develop. I think the jury's still up for him, but you're right. He definitely hasn't lived up to expectation. But no, I agree. I think I like 7 points is a lot to lay, especially for a Washington team. I know they got Bradley Beal back, but still not that high on them. Let's go out to Cleveland, the land. They are hosting Milwaukee. Cleveland -1.5 at home, over under 221.5. Donovan Mitchell questionable, Giannis questionable, but Milwaukee, they've rattled off 2 wins in a row, while Cleveland, they've lost 2 games in a row. How you see this one going?
Give me the Bucks on the road, +106 still. Like I said, I understand Giannis is questionable. Hey, this Milwaukee team kind of flipped the switch, 1-2 in a row. Cleveland, tough loss last night against Golden State. So it's kind of, you asking a lot for them to go back-to-back against the 2 former champs in the Milwaukee Bucks and Golden State Warriors on back-to-back nights. So give me the Bucks to win a close one at +106 still.
All right, let's go over to Atlanta. Sturgeon Hawks, 24-22, above 500. They are hosting the Charlotte Hornets. Hawks -7.5 at home. Over under is at 235. LaMelo is out. Going to be a tough one to compete without LaMelo. They've lost 4 of their last 5, Charlotte, while Atlanta, like I said, they've won 5 in a row. Just beat my Knicks. They beat Dallas. They beat Miami. They beat the Pacers. They beat the Raptors. You think they keep it going?
Yeah, I think they keep it going. Would I lay the 7.5? No, but I'll lean it. Just because, Charlotte, no LaMelo, got a bad ankle injury. Well, I don't know if it's that bad, but I saw the highlight of it. It wasn't a good look into it. Honestly, I will lean the -7 just because Atlanta has been playing great basketball lately. Murray, Trae Young, maybe and the head coach are finally on the same page, winning a couple games straight. We'll do that, Dill. So yeah. I got to lean the -7.5, to be honest.
All right, let's go to Minnesota. The Timberwolves hosting the Rockets. Timberwolves -7.5 at home. Over under is at 237. Jabari Smith Jr. is out. Kevin Porter Jr. out. Going to be a tough one to compete. Rockets. They've lost 5 in a row. Minnesota, they've won the last 3 of 5. How do you see this one?
You know what, Dill? I just ended up teasing it, Dill. I just teased the Atlanta Hawks down to -1.5, and I teased Minnesota down to 1.5. And Minnesota can't win this game by 2. They should just stop. They should just trade Rudy Gobert back or something. Because Minnesota's been disappointed. The fact that they're 23-24, even without Karl-Anthony Towns, still bitter disappointed. Though that team is too talented to have an under 500 record. So tease Atlanta down to -5.5 to -1.5, and Minnesota to -1.5. People, you will win some money on that.
All right, 2 games left. Let's go out to Phoenix. Should be a good game, I think. Phoenix hosting the Pacers. Phoenix -5 at home. Over unders at 229. Injuries for Phoenix. Cameron Johnson out. Chris Paul questionable. Landry Shamet is out. Nothing for the Indiana side, but Indiana, tough stretch. They've lost 5 in a row right now. Phoenix, they won against the Brooklyn Nets their last game. But how do you see this? Can they cover the 5, though? Because the Suns have been bad.
Give me the Pacers +5.5, though, and you got to sprinkle something on the money line. I think they get out of their hump today, and it's no better team to do it against a injured Suns team, Look, if you look at the starting lineup for the Suns tonight, Dill, there's not a threat. You got Sarek at power forward, Damian Lee at shooting guard, Craig at small forward, DeAndre Ayton at center, and they got Miles Bridges at small forward. That's not a intimidating lineup. And I'll be honest, I think Indiana has the better team on the floor right now with Miles Turner, Buddy Hield, Prescott, Nelson, and no hollow dirt in tonight, which is the reason why they're plus 5.5 though. But I still think they have enough firepower and juice to make some threes, put up some points on the board, and cover it, if not possibly sneak out of it. So give me the Pacers plus 5.5 without more Thunder.
All right. Last game on the board should be a good one. Sacramento Kings hosting the 76ers. Sacramento home puppies +2 at home, over unders at 235. James Harden is questionable. He'd probably be a game time decision. They've won 4 in a row, Philly, but watch out for the Sacramento Kings. 6-3 in their last 10. They're winning games. They beat OKC, beat the Lakers. They swept the Rockets, beat the Suns, not the Suns, the Spurs. So not the best competition, but hey, they're 26-18. They're playing some good basketball. How do you think they do at home against a good Philadelphia team?
So I think this is going to be a great matchup. Like you said, the Kings they're shocking people. They're the most winningest team out of California.
I love it.
Better record than the Warriors, better record than the Clippers, better records than the Lakers, and they beat them all head to head. Philly is kind of a different animal, Dill. I like Philly, especially if James Harden and Joel Embiid is in the lineup. But this Kings team, man, they've been playing. I think DeAndre Fox deserves to be an All-Star. Sabonis should get some All-Star consideration. Harrison Barnes still playing at a pretty good level, averaging 15 points a game, Dill. I gotta lean Sacramento at home. I'm no official playing for me, but I'm going to lean the +2 at home, Dill. I think Sacramento either loses a close one, if not, just wins the game outright.
All right, Elvis, good luck. This has been a shit show. Oh, my God. The headset doesn't work for me. My mic keeps going in and out. I'm just about to throw this shit on the wall, to be honest.
What's going on, Dill? What's going on?
Oh, my God. Words can't express my frustration. My anger level is rising by the minute, but we are going to, as the host, we got to keep it pushing. Elvis, 145 college games on tonight. Not a lot. I got 8 plays, and I'll read them right off to you. Had a big last Saturday game, Saturday slate. I went 6-2, so hopefully we can continue. I got Syracuse -2.5 against Georgia Tech. I got George Washington +8.5 against Dayton. I got the Bulldogs. They are not just the football school. Give me Georgia at home -3.5 against Vanderbilt. Give me the Red Bears. Cornell -1.5 against Harvard. The Ivy League's going at it. Let me get Arizona. I think this is the game of the day. Number 5, UCLA on the road taking on number 11, Arizona. Give me Arizona on the money line, -117. I think they take care of business at home. Baylor, Oklahoma, under 142.5. These two teams play so slow. Great defense. So 142 seems a little high. Another good game, Texas at West Virginia. Give me West Virginia, the Mountaineers on the money line, -110. And last game, 10 o'clock, a little late PM action, USC and Arizona State. Give me the under 138. And those are all my plays. Elvis, I am sorry for this shit show of a performance by. Look at this. It just came off.
That's wild. I just seen that. One last thing, Dill. Your boy has a college basketball play. It's a fun one. Don't take it too serious, people. Don't go to the window, but I'm going to the window with it, Dill. Army Navy playing 130. Give me Army -1.5 at home. They kind of fucked me when they played in college football, but I think they're gonna hold me down in the basketball, Dill. Give me Army -1.5 at home.
Elvis, I love it. I was looking at that game as well. I didn't know if I like Navy a little bit, but I couldn't get around to it. So, Elvis, you have more balls than me. Congratulations. Good luck on that game. Good luck this weekend. Again, sorry for the whole fucking this has been abomination, but that's gonna do it for this Saturday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our 2 sponsors, don't know if we'll have them back next week, but Elvis, myself, we'll see you guys in a few days. We'll break down every game. We'll look towards the AFC and NFC championship game. But if you guys could do us a favor, please follow us on social media, Twitter and Instagram at The Dream Wager. You can find all of our episodes wherever you're listening to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. If you haven't already, please subscribe, rate, review. All that good stuff helps really show grow tremendously. I can't even get my fucking words out. We're out of here. Be safe, be well, and we'll
Good
see
luck.
you guys down the road.
Good luck, people. Let's go.